Welcome to 1000 PS, welcome to sunny and beautiful Austrian Alps. Welcome to two slightly unusual bikes in that we've got BMW's new R1300 GS and the new Stelvio from Moto Guzzi. And just for fun, we thought we'd put these two shaft-driven bikes together and see which one comes out on top. So it may appear that both bikes are very different, which in visual looks they are, but in some ways there's a bit of a similarity. So in terms of price, the Stelvio is 14,816. With the radar it goes up to 15,516. The GS starts at 15,990. So there or thereabouts on price. We've got the combination of a 19-inch front wheel, 17-inch rear wheel. They've both got that. Shaft driven. Both got that. Both European. Both kind of being used to being familiar with air-cooled bikes back in the past. But obviously the GS is completely new for 2024 with the new 1300 platform. And Moto Guzzi have finally gone water-cooled in search of more power on their Stelvio. So on face value, you're kind of going, they're very different. But then when you start digging in a bit, you go, actually, they're quite similar. Even the electric screen on both models, even the radar and adaptive cruise control on both models. Although the blind spot detection is far better on the GS than it is on the Moto Guzzi. The radar detection on the Guzzi is a little bit sensitive, let's say. The little lights that light up in the mirror and the little indication on the dash to say somebody's closely following. It's constantly pinging like some kind of rave in a beefer. But that's probably because my mates here at 1000 PS are riding really close to me, telling me to hurry up and to get to the right side of the road. But even though bikes are priced similar in wheels and similar in spec, when it comes to actual riding, they're very different, and that's down to the power and the weight. So the GS is at 143 horsepower with 110 foot-pounds of torque, where the Stelvio, despite now being water-cooled, is 113 horsepower with considerably less torque, just 77 foot-pounds of torque, compared to the mighty 110 on the GS. And you really feel that in terms of power and in terms of character. Also, in terms of weight, the GS has lost a lot of weight from the 1250 and is 237 kilograms, where the Stelvio is 246, is actually heavier than the big, mighty GS. So we got more power, we got more torque, and we got less weight. Now, you don't need to be Einstein to work out which one's going to be the best through the twisties, and that's the GS. In terms of comfort, they're actually not so bad. They're pretty reasonably close. The big screen, adaptive radar, the cruise control, all on the Stelvio proves to be a good bike to churning out some big miles. If I had a choice between the two for throwing out some big miles, I'd go for the GS, but the Stelvio is only just behind the GS in terms of throwing out some big miles. But if I was going to fly up and down one of the passes that we've got here in the Alps, it would be the GS again. But it's not like the Stelvio is miles behind. It handles really well. It copes with its weight really well. The brakes are really good. The rider aids are really good. But it's just that the GS is the next level. And it's same with the clocks, the switchgear and the dash, the familiarization. The clocks are really good on the Guzzi, don't get me wrong, it's just that the GS has got some of the best clocks you'll see on any motorcycle currently in production. And that's kind of the problem the Stelvio's got. If it was football, it's a really good player. It's a really good, solid, predictable player that you want in your side every time. Probably the captain of the team. But this is the one with all the flair. This is the multi-million-pound signing. This is the guy who's going to score your goals. This is the guy that sells the T-shirts. This is the Ronaldo of the motorcycles, where that's your dependable captain, and that's the difference between the two. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We've got individual videos of both bikes. It's been quite an interesting and surprising test to compare the two bikes. We've not delved too much into the technical detail of wheelbase and chassis and rake and trail and rider aids. We can do that in the Q&A and questions below. If you've got any comments, fire them below and we'll get back to you. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.